And Albert Einstein, a very famous physicist and the Nobel Prize winner, said that science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. Let me remind you, the glorious Qur'an is not a book of science, S-C-I-E-N-C-E, but it's a book of signs, S-I-G-N-S. It's a book of ayat. And there are no less than 6,000 signs, 6,000 ayat, out of which more than 1,000 speak about science. I'm not trying to use the help of science to prove the Qur'an right, but for the non-Muslims, for the atheists, their yardstick is science. So I'm trying to compare their yardstick science with our yardstick, that is the glorious Qur'an, and trying to prove that the glorious Qur'an is far superior than science. For us, the glorious Qur'an, it is the ultimate. That's the reason today, science, it is not eliminating God, it is eliminating models of God. La ilaha, there is no God. Therefore, the glorious Qur'an, it has a solution for the problems of humanity. And the best to give us the solution for the problems of humanity, it is the creator. It is the sustainer. It is the cherisher of this whole universe. And there were several revelations that came before the last and final revelation, that is the glorious Qur'an. But all the previous revelations, they were only meant for their people and for that time. But since the glorious Qur'an, it is the last and final revelation, it is not meant only for the Muslims or only for the Arabs, but it is meant for the whole of humanity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 185, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Ramadan is the month in which we have revealed the Qur'an as a guidance, as a criterion, as a judgment between right and wrong, and a guide for the whole of humanity. So the glorious Qur'an, it is meant for the whole of humanity. And you have a similar message in several other places. In Surah Ibrahim, chapter number 14, verse number 1. Surah Ibrahim, chapter number 14, verse number 52. As well as Surah Zumur, chapter number 39, verse number 41. That the glorious Qur'an, it is meant for the whole of humanity. And all the previous prophets that were sent before Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they were only meant for their people and for that time. And the message that they gave, that they proclaimed, was only time-bound. But since Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is last and final messenger, he was not sent only for the Muslims or only for the Arabs, but he was sent for the whole of humanity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 107, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً الْعَالَمِينَ. That we have sent thee not, but as a mercy to all the worlds, as a mercy to all the creatures, as a mercy to the whole of humanity. A similar message is repeated in Surah Sabah, chapter number 34, verse number 28. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَّةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا وَلَكِنْ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. That we have sent thee not, but as a universal messenger, giving glad tidings and warning them, but most of them did not understand. Since Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was the last and final messenger, he was not sent only for the Muslims or only for the Arabs, but he was sent for the whole of humanity.